Welcome back to Winning Isn't Easy. The subjective medical defense used in POTS cases. Now, I have explained to you why you're in the fight to get the disability benefits that you paid for and you deserve as a result of your POTS case. But I think it's important before you stop working and apply for benefits or appeal a wrongful denial of your claim that you understand how carriers can also raise another defense. One of the most common defenses is what's called the subjective medical evidence defense. Get out your disability policy, because if you have a subjective medical condition clause in your policy, you're in for a rough ride. What is subjective evidence? Well, subjective evidence is just that. When you see your doctor, you complain of symptoms that are consistent with a diagnosis of POTS, but you may not present with objective medical testing or objective findings on examination that document your subjective symptoms. So what are the subjective symptoms of POTS? There are symptoms of lightheadedness, with or without fatigue, difficulty thinking and concentrating, sort of like brain fog, fatigue, exercise intolerance, headaches, blurry vision, palpitations, tremors, nauseousness. And of course, you have that heart rate increase when you go from horizontal to standing. It can be hard for your physician to find objective evidence that support your complaints. But I know that there are physicians who do believe in POTS and who will support your claim. Unfortunately, group carriers and even private disability carriers like Unum or Northwestern will disregard or even discount your subjective complaints in deciding to pay or terminate your benefits based on the subjective medical condition clause in your policy. Now, I try to combat this because I think it's crucial that your medical evidence and the statement that you give to me and to your friends about your symptoms can help corroborate and quantify your objective symptoms, not only in terms of the fact that you've got them, but the nature, the extent, duration, and frequency of your symptoms. That's important because disability carriers often minimize the complaints of POTS. They try to use a one-size-fits-all analysis, even if there isn't a subjective medical condition limitation in the policy. Your level or the nature of your symptoms, discomfort, and disability are personal to you. They can vary from day to day, week to week, and even month to month. And so I think that documenting, explaining, and quantifying your unique symptoms are the key to getting your benefits. As I said, I think that one of the ways to go about that is to get statements from your family and friends. But I also think another way is to keep a POTS diary that will document your symptoms, your functionality, the quality, quantity, and nature of your symptoms, and how they impact your ability to function. Now, I think that is documentation that can help your physician not only corroborate the diagnosis of POTS, but your restrictions and limitations. When we put that all together, though, the disability carrier may also look to a subjective medical condition clause in your policy that can limit your benefits. So get out your policy and look for that in the index or in the policy or policy definitions. The subjective medical condition limitation is another denial tool in the carrier's toolbox. And the policy may say that medical conditions are considered to be subjective in nature if they're characterized by pain, fatigue, headaches, exercise intolerance, or concentrating. So they'll say that those are subjective medical conditions where benefits are limited to just 2 years. Worse yet, the disability carrier's policy, the one that you have, may even list POTS as a condition where benefits are limited to just 2 years. So either they're going to use a broad palette, if you will, of symptoms and say those symptoms are considered subjective and benefits are limited to 2 years, or they'll specifically use the word POTS in the laundry list of conditions that they consider to be subjective with benefits limited to 2 years. So the key to getting your benefits is going to be understanding the definition of disability, the definition of occupation, and whether or not there is any subjective medical condition clause in your disability policy. All of that can be a kick in the pants, and you owe it to yourself to consult with an experienced lawyer such as myself who can help you before you stop work or appeal a wrongful denial, as we can work our way through the way to get your benefits or the way to address a wrongful denial. We're done for today. That's a ton of information. And as you know, I specialize in POTS cases. So give me a call if you have a POTS, if you've been diagnosed with POTS and your doctor has told you to stop work or your claim has been denied. Call me today at 727-894-3188 for a complimentary consultation. If you like this podcast, consider liking our page, leaving a review, or sharing it with your friends and family. Remember, our podcast comes out weekly, so stay tuned for next week's episode of Winning Isn't Easy. Thanks.